and I don't say this to be hypercritical of Joy Taylor. I don't have harsh opinions of Joy Taylor. She's not someone that I didn't get along with. I basically, for the most part, just kept my distance from Joy Taylor. And I kept my distance not because I didn't like her, it's just because I knew myself. I know myself. I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly, it's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack, like, Jay, keep your distance. That's going to get you into trouble. And so that's what I did. I kept my distance. Because when you put some woman in a job, talking sports with a bunch of men, it's a job she's not qualified for. She's talking sports with professional athletes, people that did it at the highest level.
Facts.
She's talking sports with me or Colin Cowherd or other people that have like really studied sports at a super high level. What does she have to offer other than her sex appeal? And so should we be surprised that she leaned into that? No, we should. They put her in that position where it's the only thing she had to offer, and so she offered it up and got what she wanted. Let's think this through. As if you go into the lawsuit and the things that Nusheen says and the way she says things played out, Joy Taylor was some sort of fill-in talk show host down in Miami who, people in Miami kind of knew who she was. I think she may have had some association with Dan Le Batard or whatever, but she hadn't taken Miami by storm as a radio talk show host. She was a little extra, attractive girl, Jason Taylor's sister. Hey, let's put her on radio. But she hadn't really done anything.
It's called nepotism, baby girl. Nepotism. Your brother was a Hall of Famer. Don't necessarily mean that you qualify. But you bad, though. And because you bad, you're going to get other opportunities that other people... See, we don't want to just be honest. A lot of people want to be, they want to gaslight and say, no, she a black woman. Leave this identity politics nonsense alone. The minute that y'all get out of the identity politics and you just start looking at things as black and white, quote unquote, no pun intended, we'll start to actually get to the thick of things. Once we just start calling a spade, listen, it's nepotism. She got in off her brother and she was bad looking. Jason Whitlock did a recent live stream where he basically said, listen, she bought that rack too. So when she enhanced herself and then she walked into the workplace, showing off the rack, which Jason Whitlock likes to say those big cans. I never heard of that. I'm going to start using that, but I'm going to give credit where credit is due. This is the first person that I ever heard start calling them big cans. Women in men's spaces don't even qualify, but they there. But then after a while, we get used to seeing them and we get annoyed. And we start looking at them and we like, listen, it's the same thing with Molly. Molly is a very nice looking person. Malika Andrews, Joy Taylor, take your pick. They all are lookers. They all are in men's spaces. And what do you think is going to do? Rachel Nichols get no love. Jamil Hill get no love. Probably much more knowledgeable than any of these people. Even Sage Steele gets really no love. But the women, that's a part of the go along to get along gang. And you know what happened? Fox Sports Freak-Offs. That's what's starting off 2025. It was a story that we didn't know that we needed until we got it.
Somehow, she's qualified to be the host of Undisputed, a debate show between Skip Bayless, who, like him or not, was an accomplished sports journalist for a time.
Facts.
And a Hall of Fame football player in Shannon Sharpe.
Facts.
Shannon Sharpe reached the top of the sports industry. Skip Bayless reached the top of the sports media industry. And Joy
Jason's
Taylor
pretty objective
had
right
done
now.
some radio work down in Miami.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What does she have to offer? So hard. How does she get that job? How does she even get that opportunity? Because she's got a big pair of cans and she's According to Sheen, according to she's willing to let people enjoy those big cans of hers. That's
What's the point of having them if you can't enjoy them, baby?
that's how we got here. And it's not Joy Taylor's fault. And I want to go through and just I'm trying not to disparage Joy Taylor, but the facts are the facts.
You're just telling the
I
truth.
can
That ain't
remember
disparaging.
I'm at Fox Sports at the time, and I ran into some friction because I didn't want a woman on a show that I was
Stood
doing
on business, baby.
at Fox Sports. And so this is in 2015, 16, at the very beginning. And I can remember they brought Joy Taylor in for a test on the show that I was doing.
They was determined to get this chick
is at
in
the
there,
time
wasn't
when
they?
I was going to be initially doing my own show, and Cowherd was doing something else. And just keeping it all the way real, Charlie Dixon wanted her to be involved with my show. And so we brought her in for a test. And I didn't think the test went well. And I let everybody know, hey, I don't think this test went well. I don't want, this isn't the direction
He
I
just
wanted
telling
to
it
go.
like it is.
I
He
was
just straight up
trying
being
to
real.
play nice and trying to meet them halfway in terms of okay, you guys are insisting on a woman being on this show because that's what everybody wants. And I was like, well, you need to bring a grown-ass woman on the show if it's going to be with me. It can't be at this time. This is 10 years ago. Joy Taylor's probably 25, 26 years old. You talking about, I mean.
How did this chick remain in the spotlight for as long as she has? Even people that's in the spotlight, usually, at some point they be like, all right, you know what? This has ran its course. All of these women, and then eventually they start having public relationships, private relationships. I don't even know why people would want to talk to a woman that is in the workplace looking like that, because 9 times out of 10 somebody hit it. Facts.
I got a lot of discipline, but 25-year-old with them big cans and that peanut butter skin who has nothing to say, at some point I'm going to lose respect. And I'm like, well, the only thing she's got to offer is them big cans and that peanut butter skin. And so if I got to put up with this, I might as well enjoy them big cans.
And it ain't nothing realer than Jason Whitlock. I disagree sometimes with Jason Whitlock on some of the things that he say, and other things I actually absolutely rock with him, being objective. But he's just speaking from a man's perspective. That is how men see things. We are creatures. We are hunters. We are, in a lot of instances, monsters. And we do what we think makes sense for us at that time. And sometimes we don't even have impulse control because we don't have no discipline. That is the way that it goes, and that is the way that it plays out. And if you are a person that adds no value and the only thing that you have is being a looker, and after 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, this is all you still ain't really developed as a creator and a journalist on these platforms, what do you think is going to happen? How do you think that we're going to see you?
And so I said, no, I don't want to
Smart
put
man.
myself in that position.
Smart
And so I
man.
can remember, I brought in Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie Bernstein's around my age, a few years younger perhaps. But I was like, she's been around the block. She actually has been involved in sports media for a long time. She might have something of substance to offer. And the test we did with Bonnie Bernstein went much better. And I was like, if we're gonna go, they were adamant, no Bonnie Bernstein. When I
'Cause they
look
wanted
back
Joy.
in retrospect, when I say they, I'm talking about Jamie Horowitz. And I don't know if I heard from Charlie Dixon on this, but I'd certainly heard from Jamie. They were adamant. No Bonnie Bernstein. And when
I know
look
Bonnie
back
listening to
in
this like, dang, that's
retrospect,
messed up.
I'm not trying to disparage anybody. I'm just keeping it real. This show is called Fearless. I got to tell you the truth so you can understand these things. When I look back in retrospect, they were like, Bonnie Bernstein, she was 20 years ago. We've had our way with Bonnie Bernstein. We want something fresh and new. And so Bonnie Bernstein, a woman that's pushing 45, 50 at that time, no value,
Nope.
no interest. No one's sexually attracted enough to Bonnie Bernstein at that time to give her the job. And so we didn't do that.
That's the
I
way
kept
that
holding
life
firm.
works.
Next thing you know, me and Cowherd are doing the show together, and Jason McIntyre is going to be our sidekick. And that was a better landing for me than doing the show with a woman.
And that's how the cookie crumbles. Jason Whitlock is just telling it like it is. And you got to appreciate this type of journalism and this type of commentary. And this is one of the reasons why he's still relevant today. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.